15.
I've got an announcement to make, and I thought that I'd do it now because there are quite a few people in the room. I've got a really big secret, and it's really embarrassing, and it's really private, and the tabloids are about to expose me, and frankly, it's an unmitigated personal and professional disaster. But look, I'm not only a phone hacking lawyer, but I'm also a privacy lawyer, so I'm one of the lawyers who's been getting out these injunctions, and I don't want to be one of the first people or the first person to get out an injunction in about 2 months, just to cover up my, embarrassing indiscretion. Now, I've thought about this carefully. I spoke to the journalist, and the journalist said to me, look, don't worry, Charlotte, it's all going to be fine, because we're going to publish your side of the story if you talk to us. And then get that across, people will like you more. I said, but please, this is going to be really embarrassing for my parents. It's going to cause a problem with my dead grandmother. She's going to hear. And I said, just please, it's just not a good idea. They said, what about some money? I said, really? How much? And they gave me this figure. I thought, I wonder if the person involved might pay me a bit more. I was just about to text them, then I remembered the whole blackmail thing. I thought, no, let's not do that. Then they said, and I am sometimes vain, we're going to do some nice photographs. And I thought, that'd be nice for my mum. Very good. But I was a bit worried. Would I make page 12 or 13? Would I be further in the back of the paper? Anyway, I think that I'm going to spoil the story. You see, you all think I'm joking. It's true. I'm going to spoil the story, and I'm going to tell you about it. But I'm not going to tell you till later, because Max Clifford is actually on my side. As we speak, he's gone back to the old-fashioned negotiation, because now, okay, we still have injunctions, but who the hell's going to take one out at the moment? I've said to Max, listen, he said, all right, pop it. And I said, look, Max, I've got a problem. You can always come to me. I said, I have come to you. He said, don't worry. I'll sort it by the end of the night. We'll do a confidentiality agreement. I said, thank you. So grateful, so grateful. Max, first port of call. Anyway, so while he's doing that, the good news is, and there's always a silver lining to everything, is this. I now have a greater understanding of my clients. Now, my clients have been depicted as, well, I've never seen one like this, a footballer. Comes in, football, that's the football, with a great big, this is the briefcase, great big briefcase, wads of cash, comes in, agents, entourage, and says, right, I've done something, I don't care. It's going to upset my reputation, here's some money, get rid of it, see ya. I haven't actually had an injunction client like that. The clients that I've had who have come in kind of fall into 2 main categories. The first category is the absolutely terrified person who's actually done nothing wrong. The person who is of some profile is a married man, yes, true, often a man, yes, true, often married, but sometimes a man who, this is a big thing, hasn't had an affair. I know, it's shocking. And this man who hasn't had an affair, who has some profile, he says, I've got a stalker. I've got a stalker, what do I do? They've said that unless I meet with them, and that's the type of blackmail, unless I meet with them, what they are going to do is they are going to turn up at my children's school gates. They're going to turn up at my gigs. They're going to turn up at the place where I work, and they're going to say things about me that aren't true, and it's all going to come out. Now, private information, and people don't always get this, it doesn't matter if it's true or if it's false. Still counts as, is this type of private information? Is it sexual information? Is it something to do with your health? And they say, please, can you do something about it? And I say, of course. And then we go to a judge and we give him the evidence. And then this is some of the injunctions. I know that doesn't sound like the sort of injunction that we've all heard about. Now, I'm in a spot of difficulty now, because if somebody comes to me with that kind of dilemma, what I'm going to have to say, and perhaps we should have been saying this, is, look, I know you want it sorted out this afternoon because there's publication in the Mail, in the News of the World, in the Sun tomorrow morning, but I'm going to have to go to the police. And judging by the phone hacking, 5 years to even start. How long is it going to take the police to look into this blackmail charge? I don't know. it worries me, but that's what I'm going to have to do. The second type of client I have is one who has had an affair, and also, yes, generally a man. And you know what? Generally in an absolute state. Very upset, very regretful unless I've, got it wrong. And yes, they don't want their private information out there. They do want an injunction. They do want to be able to sort it out in private. So, those are who my clients are. Now, 80% of my cases also involve this element of blackmail. Now, it might be that we all look down at blackmail, but blackmail isn't going to go away because injunctions go away. It's going to get worse. Because if you can't injunct, that's where the trading in private information starts and stops. So good for thanks. Good for lots of people. Good for the newspapers, good for the PRs, good for the people selling the story. Now, what do the newspapers say as they fight to ban these injunctions that restrict the flow of freedom of speech so that we can have such essential information, such as, what are the sins of Ryan Giggs? What are they? They say, if you haven't done anything wrong, there's nothing to be afraid of. I think that's what the News of the World have basically said. Well, they're the same sort of words as so many oppressive regimes. Don't worry about us opening your mail, listening to your phone calls. Don't worry about any of that. If you've not done anything wrong, you've got nothing to worry about. Do you know, I'm worried. I'm worried. But now, this new light, it's a great day for us all to be here because this new light has been shone on the phone hacking inquiry. And I know that some of the other speakers have spoken about it, and I am a phone hacking lawyer, so I hope you don't mind me mentioning it. Some of the newspapers who have been desperately screaming to expose the adultery of footballers and of married men, okay, that's what they want to expose, have been rather quiet about exposing the phone hacking scandal. Now, let's think about the balance here. Ryan Giggs and a Big Brother contestant hacking into the phone of a murdered schoolchild. Compare and contrast. And the same newspapers say that they are our voice. They say that their organisation speaks for the people, that they should be the voice of public morality. Well, I didn't vote for them. And what about this eerie silence about their own misdeeds, about what's exposed? I was talking to a very nice lady in the green room, and what she said to me was, what happened to the Mail today? What happened to Paul Dacre, the very unlikely Rosa Parks, the Paul Dacre, who says that this is all very important, that we should expose wrongdoing? What he did was he decided that it would be page 8. Page 8 today, small amount, Millie Dowler. So what have the papers offered to do about this, and what do the papers say? Well, there's been an apology. The apology came out, forced out, sometime in January, and what it said was, all right, yes, we did it. This is a News of the World apology. It's quite interesting. I remember I opened the paper, and it was opposite a picture of Lady Gaga in a sort of plastic outfit. And I was distracted. I was distracted by her. And it said in this apology, we're very sorry. It seems that we did hack some phones between 2004 and 2006. And I said, what are you talking about? 2004 and 2006. And they said, yeah, those are the admissions. You actually have to prove it. Well, I don't think that it takes very much research on the internet to work out that Millie Dowler didn't happen in 2004 and 2006. That was before. We've heard today, the news coming in so quickly, Cambridgeshire Police, and this is something that actually those within the phone hacking community have suspected and known for some time, that the Soham children's parents were also, it seems, subject to this interception. In fact, it was taken up in Parliament some time ago. Now, why is it that the News of the World in their statement this morning said that they were so shocked? Surely if you've been so shocked, it implies and suggests that you had no idea that this kind of interception had taken place and it was all celebrities. Well, why did you not look into it when those allegations were first made? Why is it only now? Why is it only if the police want to speak to you? Why so quiet? Are they exercising their right to silence on this? Now, what do we do about this? You know, it's very difficult. I don't want to live in a place where there is some strange iron triangle, this relationship that Max was talking about between News International and between other newspapers perhaps, and between the police and between our parliament. That's not for me. And so I don't think it's for many people. There will be a criminal trial. That's going to come soon. The criminal trial, hopefully there'll be prosecutions. There are going to be civil actions, and if they're not picked off by settlements, some of the very brave will go through. But also, away from the courtroom, what we need to do is call for a public inquiry into this, so we can finally find out, regardless of the technicality of whose phone, do we have the evidence, what's gone on. We don't want any more spin about this. You know, this is a familiar debate, and it's one that hopefully is going to move on now. I've realised with time to go that you might be, if you're still interested, wondering about my dirty little secret. Can you just excuse me for a second? I have to put my password in. I think the news of the world know it, actually. It always takes me a while, and pop it. It's going to be fine. I'm living now in a world where Max Clifford has saved me.